Hey, family, how y'all doing? Sorry I'm late and everything. I just got off. How you doing, Floxus? So, y'all know how it is and everything. We we'll sit around, say hi to everybody, then we will continue on with the live stream. So, I hope everybody's having a good night. And we're gonna play some music until we get about a half a dozen people. Till then, strange. The music won't work. Weird. Why won't my music work? Huh. Strange. The chill streaming working right now. Oh. Hey Gigi, how you doing, sis? Hey Paul, how you doing? So we're like two away from, a half dozen. And once we get, hey Oz brother. Right? Well, I could put some Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata on. That would be better. Hey, America. Hey, what's up, Texas? So we'll wait for one more person to show up. I'll do the intro, then we will continue on with the lovely stream. Get everybody saying hi to one another. And just like I always say, since the past couple of, live streams I've done and everything, I know what's going on YouTube. Okay? I don't give a shit about it. I don't care about the drama. I'd rather it doesn't come here on my channel, okay? I'd rather watch it all burn down than have any of that stuff come to my channel, okay? Thank you, Oz. But yeah, I don't care about the BS that's going on in YouTube. I really don't. I'm here to help y'all, and that's all I care about. So, hey, sneaky sis, how you doing? I'm all right. I just got off work. Having me a smoke before I get in the car and drive off. But What do you mean? What do you mean, Oz? You're afraid of, you know, you get a car, you get a car, everybody gets a car in the Oprah Winfrey audience. You're afraid of a free Toyota? Nope, nope. I don't smoke in my car. I know it's like a contradiction, you know. You smoke, so the smoke still travels into your car and blah, blah, blah. But in reality, you know, at least I'm not smoking in it and circulating it through the air conditioner or anything like that. But, you know, it's still, it's nothing that a good shot of Febreze won't stop, you know. Thank you, Texas Sis. Thank you. And, you know, that's the one thing with my channel, you know. I made this channel for people that don't have a lot of money. Because the majority of people live day to, you know, week to week on paychecks. And they barely have enough money to survive as it is, let alone to prep, let alone to buy survival gear, let alone do anything else. That's why I do a lot of thrift store shopping, secondhand shopping, and reusing a lot of stuff that you could make survival stuff out of. Yeah. I'm glad. I am proud of you, Sneaky, for quitting. I quit for like 3 years. Then me and Miss Star got into an argument. I went down to the bar. Right, Oz. Hey, Shire brother, how you doing? Hello. Yes, ma'am, Sneaky. I've been married 10 years, but been together for 16. Me and her's been together for overall 16 years. All right, let's start this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, all right. Thank you, Texas sis. And I understand, Sneaky. I understand the same. I feel the exact same way with you. If anything ever happened, I wouldn't want another person. I really could care less about anybody else because Miss Star is my one and only. That's that's just the bottom line. Like, and so, anyways, survival. What is survival? It is a hold on. Boy, you better get to work. You better get to work. Take care, Vito. Later. Sorry, that's one of my guards. But so what is survival? All right, survival is a bastardized terminology and reality of everything. People use survival as a basic word now. Everyday living is considered survival. It just just living in general is survival. There's survival of the fittest. There is, what is it? What is survival? Because in this day of age, there is no quote unquote survival. There is no true struggles anymore. I mean, there is for some people, certain people with fixed incomes, stuff like that. But with the way society is anymore, there should not be a problem to living. I mean, anybody and everybody can get food stamps. Anybody and everybody can, I mean, a majority of people can get, Social Security, something like that. Even if you work just at a gas station or a fast food joint or something like that, the world is not going to let you quote unquote starve. You know what I mean? Because food stamps, there's WIC, there's all these government programs to help you. I mean, even with the epidemic that's happened, there is relief aids that will lower your rent, that will lower your bills. I mean, I went to Cricket, all right, Cricket Phone Company, and even Cricket has a like $70 all like unlimited data plan and all this stuff. And then they have a plan for people with low income to get $30 taken off of that every month if you meet a certain income range, to where you only have to pay $40 a month for your phone. There is so much out there anymore in this day of society that is given to people. And it wasn't like that 30 to 50 years ago. There definitely wasn't anything like that 100 years ago. True survival, true prepping, the true mindset of this life that we're living is glamorized now instead of what it was, what it should be. I mean, there's so much out there for any and everybody. There's just, and speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, and when you start talking like this, you run into situations like this. Like, I literally pulled up to the gas station that I'm at every night, and there's a homeless guy sitting outside of here. Hey, Janet sis, how you doing? Hey, Spit, how you doing, brother? But uh Shire, Shire, that's a Friday night thing for me, brother. Oh, nothing, Janet, nothing, sis. It's just, it's playing like, I grew up poor. I grew up starving. And when I see homeless people, I don't I'm not a person that will give money away. I will not give cash to anybody, but I will buy a sandwich and I will buy a drink. And you know, I've been burned by too many homeless people that, you know, scoff at me buying them food or anything, to the point where I hesitate on dealing with homeless. Yeah, Sneaky, what's up, sis? What's your question, sis? Hey, Nubster. What's up, Nubzilla? What you doing, brother?
Working hard.
Working hard. Got any coffee, brother? Got any coffee made? Okay, yeah, I got it. I see. Thank you, sir. What is up, Nubzilla? If like here's the thing. Here's the thing, Sneaky. The word survival the word survival has became glamorized. It has been over abused because you you see people you see people like Bear Grylls. You see people like Les Stroud. You see all these you see all these YouTubers that are big name YouTubers that make money on selling survival. selling a mindset, selling a fear. Oh yeah. Shire, it's more like running through a pride of lions with freshly cooked hamburgers tied to you. But in the reality of everything, homeless are surviving. But there is, but it's more than just because they are homeless that they have to survive the way that they do. You know what I mean? A lot of the homeless, there's a select few of homeless that are homeless for different reasons, but a majority of them are either drugs, gambling, alcohol, stuff like that. Thank you, Nub, but I'm not. I'm just I'm just Matt. Yes, I know him. I owe him a lot, Shire. But here's the thing, okay? Survival survival is a game to a lot of people. If you don't see National Geographic, you don't see Naked and Afraid with true people that are actually surviving. You know, you get a lot of these people on TV shows that write books and all this. They're well-off people. They they don't have to suffer. They don't have problems. They put themselves into these situations. Right, Sneaky. Yeah, mental problems also. Yeah, it's but the whole entire like mindset. It's a it's a game. It really is a game to normal people, like everyday people that think, oh, I'm going to go out and go to Dollar Tree and buy $10 worth of gear and trot out into the woods and survive one day. Survive. That's not surviving. That's going out and having fun for one day. It because they know what they're buying. They know what they can get. So there's no real survival in that. When you have food, when you have water, when you have a way to make a shelter and all this stuff, it is real survival is being out in 100 plus degree weather with no water, in where you can't get AC, where you can't breathe, or real survival is being in a situation of deep freezing colds, and the negatives were in bare minimum clothing. Those are real situations. Spooky, what's up, brother? How you doing, brother? Yes, sir, Nubby. Yes, sir. But the whole mentality of quote unquote survival is bastardized. It's glamorized. It's a joke. It's a laughing stock. There there is no quote unquote survival anymore. because we are in too advanced of society to yes, yes, you will, Shire. But nobody knows true elements. Nobody knows true fear anymore because there is none. There is no true fear. How you doing, brother? Uh, no, I'm good, sir. I'm good. No problem. You have a good night now. Yes, sir. I am off. Take care. Muhammad, take care, brother. You take care. Yes, sir. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, no problem, Oz. Hey, Nightmare, how you doing, brother? So, here's the thing. Real survival. Nobody has an idea about real survival. Nobody has a damn clue on how it is to hurt, how it is to be hurt, how it is to truly have nobody at your disposal to help you. Even these glamorized survivalists on TV and everything, they have backup crews to come and rescue their ass if something dangerous happens to them. I mean, even Naked and Afraid, all these shows and everything, they have to worry about somebody dying on their show. So that means they are not truly surviving. All they have to do is call on their little sat phone and say, I broke my leg, or I ate a poisonous mushroom. They're there to rescue them and get them out. But in a true, real survival situation, there is nobody that's coming to get you because nobody knows where you are. Nobody knows who you are. And here's the thing, even if you do tell somebody where you are, it still doesn't mean that a rescue crew can make it to you because they don't know where you are precisely. Right? I wished I never even had to wear clothes at work. I'd I'd rather just be free formed and free balling. But that goes back to the whole entire mentality state of survival. Okay. nothing is considered a survival situation unless it's over 72 hours. Over 72 hours, then it's considered a survival situation, which technically is true because if you're not around water, you are dead. There's no surviving after 72 hours if you have no water. You're dead. So, yes, a human body can survive 3 weeks without food. They can survive 3 hours in extreme weather. They can survive 3 minutes without air. But they can only survive 3 days without water. So, a 72-hour period is considered survival. After 72 hours, most SOS groups, most rescue groups are going to give up on you unless you are in an area that does have natural water in it. If you're out in the Australian outback in the middle of July, because there is one giant ring in the Australian outback that has no habitation at all, you're dead. You are completely fucked. Oh, thank you, spooky brother. Same here, brother. Let's see here, Shire. Which one? Which one? Was it propane grills? It was propane grills. Yes, sir, spooky. Board all natural, die all natural. And that's how everybody's going to be dressed. That's the suit attire in my cold storage for everybody at the end of the world too. All natural. Though podcasts are both camera and radio. So you can play it both ways if you want to. But Spooky is one of the best podcast hosts, co-hosts ever. But yeah, Sneaky. Here's the thing. All right. After 5 years of total civilization collapse, there's not going to be enough food or enough people with actual knowledge to grow their own resources, to grow their own gardens, or enough wildlife still left to hunt with the remaining population of the current world, that a lot of humans are going to resort to cannibalism. And resorting to cannibalism is a way to preserve yourself. And it's a horrible thought to think of it, but there's still cannibalistic tribes in the world to this day. And there's nothing that stops them, you know? Yes, spooky, yes. Oh yeah. See, I've already got Spooky on my side. Me and Spooky will turn anybody into nice chorizo and get some mole and some calabasa and some nice Spanish rice and simmer you in some some of your own fat per se and serve you fresh and hot over an open fire. Right. Right, Sneaky. Well, in something like nuclear, um, it will take up I believe it's up to I believe it's up to 150-mile radius of where the nuclear radiation blast happens. But the bad thing is the after effect of nuclear blasts. Okay. The after effect, the radiation will seep into the clouds, seep into the water, seep into the ground, everything, and it will leak out and into the morning dew and collect into the rain clouds and move hundreds of miles. Then you have radiated rainwater. And if anything happens like that, that means humanity is completely screwed because you cannot filtrate out radiation. You cannot boil out radiation. Oh, sneaky. Mm-hmm. Some sauteed chiles, right, Spooky? Garlic. Yeah, yes, brother, yes. Nice, Sneaky. The thing is, survival comes in so many different formats. All right. That in these formats, there is no one specific way that you can live and survive in every situation. You literally have to adapt and change to every situation because in survival, one way of thinking is not good for other ways of thinking. It's like everybody believes in a survival situation that they are just going to run out into the woods, butt ass naked, with a knife, and live like John Rambo. No, you're not going to do that. Right. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Certain Shire. Yeah. I mean, the survival rate does increase, but the bad thing is it's still going to have the radiation in it. That you lived in Nebraska, so you have a tolerance for the cold. That's what I mean by nice. Like there's there's different body types for different survival situations. All right. Where you are born and raised is your best biome to survive in. So it's like me, okay? I was born and raised in Tennessee. I was used to season changes. I'm used to negative temperatures. I'm used to snow. I'm used to ice, everything else. But when I came here to Texas, I could not stand the heat. Like, the heat made me itch under my skin because my my skin was thicker than an average Texan. It's like Texans freeze around, like, they get cold at around 60 degrees. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Spooky. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shire. I mean, you could do it, Shire. I mean, nobody's stopping you from running around butt naked and, putting war paint on. But I don't want to see your I don't want to see your dangly bits get caught up in a briar patch, or you trip and fall and you land in a good nest of stinging nettles. Always spooky. Always. Yeah, just imagine, you running through the woods and there's a hanging briar vine, and you get your dangly bits. Yeah, dangly bits. You get your dangly bits caught in, uh, an inch to an inch and a half, spike or thorn. Nice, sneaky, nice. Yeah, okay, so your skin has adapted to the Nebraska, okay? See, that happens a lot too. It just takes They say when you move to a different biome, it takes almost 15 years for your body to adapt to that new biome's weather. We can adapt and survive, but it takes a long time for us, unlike our ancestors. Our ancestors were quicker and more viable, more able to adapt to different climates. But today, we usually stay in the same biome most of our life. Like me, I was born and raised in Tennessee, and for 28 years, because I've been in Texas for 10 years. Pain and small woodland creatures, huh? Huh, Shire? All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to open up chat. I'm going to send in a link. I can have up to 10 people, I think. I think it is. Chattanooga, Spooky. Chattanooga, brother. Brother. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, not everybody's immune to everything, Sneaky. It's one of those things, and no human can literally survive the wet cold, because wet cold is something that no human body or human tissue can adapt to. Yes, sir, Spooky. All right, I'm going to open up chat. If anybody wants to come up on panel and discuss their ideas, or if they have questions on survival, I am free game. I will answer anybody's questions, and my job and anybody else's job that comes up here on this panel is to help answer questions. All right. So I'm going to copy the clipboard. And I'm going to paste that. I'm going to slide a little message up under there. And I'm going to drive, and I will check chat periodically while I'm driving, but I can't answer every question right now. But whoever wants to join the panel and everything, I will let y'all up. So you're going to hear me ramble right now until I can get to a place where I can actually answer y'all's questions or discuss with y'all. Because that is what this is about. This is about discussing. Because not everybody is a prepper. Not everybody is a homesteader. And I know a lot of mid-aged to older aged people, they know a little bit of survival, canning, old school techniques that will get them through if they need to. But starting from my age group to the younger age groups, nobody out there knows a damn thing about survival. It's all what they've watched on TV or they read from a $15 survival handbook that was written over 100 years ago. I mean, even our survival handbooks are outdated. The idea of survival is outdated. We are still teaching people archaic knowledge in survival that is a last resort, last ditch effort to do for any kind of survival situation. I mean, if you are a prepper or a homesteader and SHTF happens, a survival situation happens, you're not going to leave your castle and go out to the middle of the woods and leave everything that you have prepared your house for, unless it's a situation that cannot be deterred. That means wildfires, earthquake, something traumatic that makes you have to leave your castle. Your castle is where you keep your stuff, literally. You always come back to your house. It doesn't matter if you take a vacation for a month, you always come back to your house. And it's the same thing with any kind of survival situation. Home is where your heart is. And it's where you keep all your stuff, to tell you the damn truth. So I'm tired of hearing a lot of Southern, quote unquote, Southern boys saying, all they need is the woods and their knife and they can survive. They don't need a compass. They don't need anything. The moss grows on the north side of the tree. I know where north is because of the moss. No, you don't. No, you don't. because in southern hemispheres, the moss will grow on the northwest side of a tree. In the Midwest, the moss will grow on the northeast side of the tree. In the actual West, it will grow straight to the I think it's the southeast where moss grows, and up north, like in the colder climates like Canada and stuff like that, the moss will grow around halfway around a tree. It will not just grow in one spot. So right there, your knowledge is flawed from anybody I've ever heard that says I can go out in the woods and live. And it's just like, the North Star is not always shown. So you cannot always follow the North Star. And people believe that the star on the Big Dipper is the North Star, and it's actually not. These are the minute details that over-conceited individuals have. Yeah, you may be a hunt. You may have been a hunter all your life and everything, but that doesn't make you a survivalist, because most hunters have predetermined spots that they go to, and they already have their area set up to hunt. So them being trapped in a true survival situation, just because you hunt doesn't make you a survivalist. Just because you hunt doesn't mean you can live out in the woods. Because for every one thing that won't kill you, there's 100 things out there that will kill you. And you have to know those minute details, or otherwise you're dead. It's like Alaskan wolfberries. Alaskan wolfberries look just like blueberries. And if you eat wolfberries, they come in they come in packs of 3. All right? If you eat those berries, you will die one of the most horrendous, hurtful deaths ever, because you believe you just ate blueberries without knowing what it is. There's also things called catalyst berries. Catalyst berries grow in Louisiana. They grow in the swamp. Those things are also poisonous, but they look like blackberries. And if nobody's ever actually went to a blackberry bush and picked actual blackberries, they only picked up blackberries from the grocery store, you're dead. Because they look like unripened blackberries. But they are a cluster of poisonous berries. Don't get dead. Right, Spooky. And yes, that's the one thing that will kill a lot of people in SHTF situations. It's not just the cold in winter, it's also the hypothermia of the cold. Because if you're in a survival situation, the only thing I've ever took from Les Stroud is true. If you sweat, you die. And it's a true thing. Because here's the thing. You have what's called moisture wicking clothes on. Your cotton t-shirt, your blue jean pants. Those are moisture wicking materials, which means that they hold sweat, they hold water. And in a cold situation, even if it's not in winter, if you're on a downwind side of a mountain or a hill and you're pouring sweat and your clothes are wet from the sweat, you laying on the cold ground is already sucking out your natural body temperature. Then the cold, wet clothes on top of that is causing hypothermia to go into your body. More than likely, you are going to die from those situations than you are the actual snow itself or the cold itself. You know, it's. Have you ever put water on a cloth and it's cold water and everything, and you put it on your head and stuff? Then all of a sudden, that cold water turns warm. That's the cold water sucking out your body temperature. And you know what happens to water in that damp cloth? When you spin it around, the air cools it back off. Then you put it back on your head and it absorbs more body heat. That's why they put damp cloths on people that have fevers, is because it takes away the body temperature. So imagine that all over your body. And the small gusts of wind on top of the cold, hard ground, you're fucked. And you know how you can tell how cold it is going to be at a spot at night? Is you go to a perfect camp area that you think is going to be a perfect place to make your camp. If you sit under the shade of a tree for 15 to 20 minutes, you're going to see how cold it actually will get at nighttime. Because the tree is putting the shade there and showing you the true biome and elements and what temperature is actually going to be at that spot. Just food for thought, just to let you know. And, you know, there's so many minute things that you can do in survival to help you survive. There is more minute details than there is actual facts that will that will keep you alive. If you overlook the minute details of any situation, you've literally hindered yourself. It doesn't matter if you can make a tree house out of MacGyver spit and tree sap and branches. It doesn't matter. If you miss one small minute detail on anything, that's your ass. It's like using a Mylar blanket on a A-frame build and building a fire underneath it in your encampment, in your actual shelter. It's going to radiate the heat off of that fire onto the Mylar blanket, and it's going to redirect it to you to keep you warm. But there is a thing called campfire heat exhaustion, which means in that whole entire time period, you are heating yourself up two different ways. You are heating yourself up with a physical fire, then you're heating your internal self with radiant heat. So when you do something like that, you are going to need double the water. You are going to need to quench your thirst more. Doing something like that is the equivalent to living in the Australian outback in the middle of summer. I mean, they don't tell you that stuff in survival, on these survival TV shows or anything, because who needs to know science when it comes to chopping down a tree? Science, that's for bookworms. No, science is going to keep you alive also. Biology is going to keep you alive in survival. You can't be cousin Joe living in the Appalachian Mountains and live. Hey Carl, brother, how you doing? Oh yeah, yeah. We got thousands of blackberry bushes too out here, Carl. But that's a thing. You know, you need to know your natural surroundings. You need to know your natural wildlife. You need to know what is easily accessible. But the bad thing is humans can't survive on the sugar intake of straight blackberries or any kind of berries or grapes or anything like that, because your body metabolizes it way too quickly. You know, for a human in a survival situation, you would need you would need five you would need five pretty much you would need 50 ounces of blackberries a day to survive in a survival situation, which is hard for any human to take. And that's not even peak performance. That's just for the metabolic count in your carbohydrates and your sugar intake. That's why you need vegetables that go with berries when you're in a survival situation. You need vegetables and fruits to survive. It's not just beef. It's not just meat and proteins that you need. The majority of survival situations, anything that a human can literally rely on and survive on, is plants, flowers, berries, stuff like that, because it's so hard to get actual fresh meat or fish in a survival situation. So you need a 50-50 cut of wild edibles to berries or fruits or whatever you can get your hands on. You know, if you can get your hands on walnuts or acorns, something like that, that is your protein. You're going to have to purge it, but you know, you're going to have to purge the acorns, but acorns are everywhere. You need acorns, and you can eat acorns. You just need to get the tannic acids out of it. So you soak it, you know, you get 50 acorns, crush them up, drop them into water, you know, make like a paste out of it, water, purify it, pour that water out, put more water in it, let it sit for an hour, pour it out, put water in it, let it sit for another hour, pour it out, then taste the acorn, see if it still has sourness to it. If it doesn't have a sourness in it, the tannic acids are out of it, because tannic acids will poison you, will kill you. Science. And I'll check chat and we'll continue this discussion. Well, crapperoo. This whole entire time I've been driving and my phone hasn't charged. Damn it. So, anyways. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, man. Tired. Tired, y'all. Tired. Tired. Uno momento, por favor. Sorry, I'm off subject. God, I just got hit with like a big dose of like sleepiness. You know, y'all talking to y'all is like reading a book. You know, it's calming. It makes me happy. I love y'all, fam. Y'all make me sleep good. You know that? Y'all make me sleep good. All right, I'm home. Okay, let's Yeah, Shire, that that's true. You got to think, okay? You got to think in an SHTF situation. Not even let's go back. Let's go back 200 years. Okay? No, let's go back 300 years. There was more wildlife than there was humans. So it was okay for people to go out and hunt, but the people used common sense that long ago. One deer would feed a family, at least a family of 3 for 2 months. All right? That's I mean, a moose can feed a family of 3 for, I believe it's like 4 months. Oh, am I breaking up? Can you hear me now, Sneaky? Am I okay? All right, all right. But you have to look at it now with today's with with the amount of people that's in the world today. There's not enough true wildlife to feed every person. I mean, you look at a 20-acre piece of land, okay? Say there's 200 deers on that 20 acres. Say that there's a hundred hunters that are out there, or 100 people in around that 20 acres. That's one deer per hunter. And in a month, they're going to be out there hunting again to replenish that food. Well, those deers are not going to have enough time to repopulate. So, right there, within a month's time, 200 deer are going to be gone to 100 hunters. And we're living in states that have million plus people in it. Oh, I'm sorry, Sneaky. I'm sorry, sis. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think I only got like 3 hours sleep last night. But but I am home and I am falling asleep. Um, I'll keep this. I'll end this stream, and tomorrow I may do another live stream and actually be on site somewhere. Um, and I will do a survival one-on-one basics on a live stream. Um, so I will let y'all know. I will do a message on the little YouTube message board thing. Um, but if if I'm able to have some free time tomorrow, I will do a survival one-on-one course and actually show people what to do with certain stuff. Yeah. All right, family. I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. You have a good night, Sneaky. I hope you get some sleep, sis. Take care, everybody. I love y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow. All right. For survival one-on-one. Real survival tips. So, love y'all. Y'all have a good night. Bye, fam.